Tonight, on the finale of Scotty Survivor Steel City, a winner is finally crowned, the moment you've all been waiting for. With Hallie having been idled out in the last episode, Eric, Sara, May, Olivia, Leo, and Audrey are battling it out for the title of Scotty Survivor's first sole survivor. The drama of the 2-hour finale starts now.
It is a sad day for May. It's like literally so fucking depressing out. It's raining because Hallie got voted out, the last normal, sane person in this game. Yeah, now it's just like 6 of us and like everyone is so fucking crazy. I don't know how I'm gonna survive these next 2 weeks because everyone is literally insane. They're all so paranoid, they're all so stressed, and like Hallie, literally like my closest ally who kept me like from going crazy throughout this entire game is gone.
So I know Hallie kind of saw it coming, but to be honest, like I was just very caught up in the fact that they kept saying my name and stuff because like I know that they knew that I didn't have an idol, so I kind of felt like why would they lie about it. Yeah, so I really expected it to be my name and so it was Hallie's. I was kind of shocked. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't me, but this also, I think, puts me in a pretty bad position for next week because, like, no one on the other lines has been reaching out to me as much besides Olivia.
I'm so mad. Oh my god, I'm so pissed. I can't believe that they fucking did that. That was not even close to the fucking plan.
Olivia brought out her idol and we were all looking for the signal, which was Hallie's foot tap, but apparently not everyone saw Hallie's like small foot tap. So we basically just kind of messed up the vote. It got split in weird ways and no one really knows what happened.
They didn't tell me necessary information. They didn't tell me what they were hearing from May, Hallie, Eric, and the rest of them about which one of them they were going to vote for. So originally, I'm like, we cannot waste both of our idols. We can't waste both of our fucking idols. Because if we waste both of our idols, we could be screwed for the next round. So I said, no matter what, we can't play both idols. Let's find a plan where we use one correctly and move on. Sara, who has the confidence of an absolute... Like, Sarah's so paranoid, dude. Like, she's more paranoid than Nixon during fucking Watergate.
So, Leo and Olivia are both mad at me because we played both idols. And while I see their point of view, what they don't know is I have another idol, so I just didn't want to take the risk. And Leo just likes to essentially shit on all my plans because
we blew 2 idols and that sucked. And honestly, I wish I listened to Leo because Leo was like, we would be dumb to blow both idols and play both of them, but I am just in such a bad place right now, mentally.
I only play one idol. We say this at my house, and then apparently she's driving home Olivia, and she's like, I don't like that Leo gets to pick what to do. Well, I'm not a fucking moron either. So there's these ideas, and it's insanity. You know, she's like, whenever she's driving the car, she's like the person who killed Princess Diana, and I'm not trying to be Princess Diana.
So I've been listening to Sara, which I love Sara. She's become one of my really good friends. But when has she ever been like on the right side of this game, on the right side of a vote, had a good gameplay? Like, not really ever. No, she's made good moves, but like, I should have listened to Leo, and I should have listened to myself, and I should have not played the idol, and I'm just like pissed that I like kind of let her chirp in my ear.
In the end, I got what I wanted, which was Hallie out. All of a sudden, he was trying to switch it to Audrey. I was like, sir, we are not switching it to Audrey. Or was it Eric? I don't even remember. But we went with my plan. I know Olivia, or I guess I unnecessarily lost my idol because the votes were on Olivia before we tried this whole crazy switcheroo thing. So I lost my idol. I was the only one with something to lose, and I was fine with losing it because guess what? I have another idol. So it's fine with me. I get why they're mad. Hopefully they'll get over it because it's probably gonna come out that I have another idol, so he'll see I'm not stupid. That'll be great. A lot of satisfying moments for me.
And then Olivia had her idol. She said that Leo gave it to her and then that Sara didn't know about it. And then Sara told me afterwards that Olivia told her like exactly like that she found it, and then Leo told me that like that wasn't true, that Olivia found it on her own. So I think like Olivia's also like a lot, I mean, I think like she's smart, but I think she tries to make people believe that like she's more oblivious.
I wanted to play it off like Leo found that idol and gave it to me because it would make me seem like less of a threat, and Leo's already a huge threat in people's eyes. And then Leo, for some reason, went and told Eric that I was the one who actually found it. So totally fucking blew the point of that. And I'm sure Eric's gonna tell Audrey, and then Audrey's gonna know I had it the whole time, I was lying to her the whole time. She's not gonna believe me anymore. Like, I don't know, I'm just done.
I didn't think that she had an idol, but I can't believe she whipped that out. I was like, damn. And so I think Eric is also, I'm also like a little bit worried about Sara too, because she's found like 2 idols. And I think at the end of that, like people are definitely gonna respect that. Like, yeah, like how the fuck did you find 2 idols?
It's beneficial to take Audrey and May or Olivia to the end. Like, Leo wins this game if he makes the end, and I think Sara has a good shot at winning if she makes it to the end. Yes.
So Eric right now tentatively has agreed to flip on Audrey.
Yes.
At 6.
But as long as other people don't see it coming. So
exactly.
If Leo leaks it to Sara, then it's out. He wants me to vote Audrey first, then Leo, but I mean Audrey, then Sara, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I have a lot of angles to play. Probably just like didn't really plan this out, but I trust May and Audrey to stick by my side. I'll stick by their sides.
Okay, I just talked with Eric for a little bit. We both basically just reconfirmed the plan that we discussed with May about, like I discussed with May about like trying to go for Leo and get Sara and tell Sara that they would vote me off next round. And then like if not, like either go for Sara or Olivia, and then like I guess like tell Sara that they would go for me if Leo didn't get out.
So I just got a call from Sara and Leo. Sara has another idol, which go off queen. So what's gonna happen is if one of us wins immunity, then if me or Sara wins immunity, Leo plays the idol on himself. If Leo wins immunity, he plays the idol on me. And if Sara wins the immunity, then we play the idol on Leo.
First things first, Leo, I'll be taking it back. Immunity is once again back up for grabs. This challenge is called Water Happened in This Game. As you can tell, it's a pun on what happened in this game. And here's how it works. Each of you are going to be answering questions about both CMU trivia and game trivia. All the game trivia should be things that you yourself know about what happened in the game. Every time you get a question correct, using the cups next to your chairs, you'll be taking water from these big pails and filling up the smaller pails over there. The first person to fill up their smaller pail with enough water to have the ping pong ball inside come on out will be immune at the final 6 tribal council. We've already drawn for spots. Let's get started. You will have 50 seconds to move from the big water pails to your individual buckets and back to your seat. If you're unable to make it back within 50 seconds, you'll be ineligible to answer the next question. With that, let's move on to our first question. You'll have 20 seconds to answer each question. Your first question is a CMU related question. What year was CMU founded? You have 20 seconds. Give me a thumbs up once you're ready. Cool. Okay, looks like everyone's ready. Please show your answers now. 1868 is incorrect. 1900 is correct. 1900, 1900, 1920, 1908. That means Sara, May, and Eric are correct. Ready your pail, do not dip it in yet. Please stay in your seats until I say the 50 seconds begin. Survivors ready? Go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7, 8.
See, I thought it could be 1967 because that's when Carnegie
10,
Tech and whatever
11,
the other thing is merged.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Can I like make them
20.
mess up?
Sure. 21. 22. 23. Who sat out of the number poker challenge? Reveal. Michael. What does Mero Jacob, Michael, Jacob, Zoe? The correct answer was Michael. That means Olivia, Sara, and Eric. On my go. Next question is a CMU related question. How many colleges does CMU have? We're looking for a number. 3, 2, 1. Reveal. 5, 9, 5, 6, 9, 9, 6. Everyone is incorrect. I think it's 7.
We literally say that in the intro.
Okay, the next question is a game-related question. Who has received the most votes since the start of the merge? First name only. Revotes do count. Okay, please reveal. Leo. Eric, Leo. Eric is incorrect. Everybody else is correct.
Not gonna lie, I thought about it.
Okay, survivors ready. Reminder, we have revised it to 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna go stand next to it. 10 seconds have elapsed. Everyone finishes in time. Okay. Our next question is a CMU related question. The new TCS Hall is named after what company that funded part of its construction? The TCS Hall. You have 20 seconds. Spelling as long as I can understand what you're saying. Okay. Everyone, reveal. Halford is incorrect. Telecom is incorrect. Tish is incorrect.
I don't even know what I wrote.
Colombo is incorrect. Tesla and Tesla is incorrect. The correct answer was Tata. So Tata Consultancy Services. Next question. What day did we go to the Double Tribal Council after the challenge balance your safety. Which famous CMU alum starred in Cheers and The Good Place? I need a first and last name. Whose pregame fun fact was that they had broken their wrist 3 times? On what day of the game did we merge? We are looking for a number. Got it correct. Please get ready. Name one of CMU's official peer institutions. What is Carnegie Mellon in the Guinness Book of World Records for? Who was second out in the challenge Color Clairvoyance? How many neighborhoods does Pittsburgh have? Please answer within 5. As you know, the name of this series is Scotty Survivor. What is the name of this season? Okay. Are we getting this on camera? Okay. Okay. Olivia and Lee, or is it Okay. Everyone is about at the same point, other than Sara, who is in a decisive lead. Let's move on to our next question. As we all now know, Andrew Mellon was one of the founders. What was the first name of the other founder? Carnegie. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Next and possibly final question. Carnegie Mellon has won how many Tony Awards? This is a multiple of 10. It is a multiple of 10. And reveal. 60 is incorrect, 50 is correct, 60 is incorrect, 30 is incorrect, 30 is incorrect, 30 is incorrect. Just Sara. Time starts now. Wins individual immunity. Sara, congratulations. You cannot be voted out at this final 6 tribal council. I'll be throwing it to you now. Nice catch. To the rest of you, tribal council is in 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to strategize. Best of luck.
This is the time. Okay. I mean, I was gonna ask you this, but like, you guys are the closest to him.
I know he needs to go. I told all of you that. Like, I love Leo this year, but he's gotta go.
Yeah. I don't know, personally, if I was on this year, I would vote for Leo, and I think...
No, me too!
I mean, I think everyone agrees with Leo over it.
Yeah.
Leo played a good game, so let's cut him now.
I feel like it's like either vote Leo and hope that they're voting Leo, or just like...
I mean, either way,
fucked.
it'll be split.
Yeah.
So we on the plan that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Yesterday for Audrey.
Yes. We good.
I feel decent about that. Is May actually gonna follow through on this though?
I think so.
Like I trust you to do it, but I don't trust May to do it at all.
Yeah. I mean, she said she would, but
Yeah,
and I think she's voting with me, so.
That makes sense.
But I have no idea, actually.
Yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not when I should be sweating. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming Audrey's awake.
I think the other off, like, it sounds like they want to get me, so I feel like it's
Sticking to the plan.
yeah, Leo. And like at least like Sara and Olivia immediately went with it. I don't know where they're like, so we're doing Leo, right? But like I mean like I don't know if they're gonna stick to it, but I feel like we kind of gotta just.
Yeah, it's probably, my guess is gonna be 3-3.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I think
Rocks.
yeah, I guess. And even one of them flips on it, then yeah. Like how well have you guys convinced her that you guys are gonna flip on the issue with it?
I don't know.
What did you just say to him? What did you just say to him?
I said we're voting Audrey.
You are.
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Are you going?
They literally just said right in front of Olivia that they're voting him.
Okay. Which way are you going?
I'm gonna go with you guys.
Okay.
I need to like talk to him so he's not angry.
Yeah.
But he's gonna find out in 0.2 seconds anyway.
Yeah,
so.
true.
Okay.
Are you feeling okay? I know that like you're
Yeah.
tight with Leo, but I think it's like a good move for you to, cause like realistically, no one in this game can win against him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's really all I have to say.
Are you still like working with Eric after this?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't really see anywhere else to be honest. I don't really see anywhere else to go. Like, I know I'm not tight with you. Like, I mean, like I'm like close with May, but also like I'm not really sure where she stands because she was closer with Hallie.
Yeah, she's been talking to me a lot.
Yeah. How's she feeling?
I think she feels good because she's getting out the person she's always wanted to get out.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'm just worried.
How do you think Olivia is on board with Leo?
I think so. She said it to me in the past.
Yeah, because she said it to me too, but like, I'm just wondering if it's like, I mean, if you go Leo, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but.
Yeah. No, it's.
No, I'm voting Eric. I just lied straight to Eric's face and told him that I'm not lying to him. But sorry, this is a fucking game. Hope he doesn't take it personally. He said he's voting Audrey.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. Cool,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I told Leo I'm voting Audrey also.
He needs to go. It's just
Yeah.
his time.
Yeah, I know.
And I convinced them all that I needed to flip. I had planted that seed a while ago that I was gonna flip on Leo. And I think they believe me because there's just no way that he. And honestly, I probably should fucking flip on the bitch right now, but I'm not going to.
Do you think you're actually gonna flip on Leo?
No. I don't know.
I think Sara might. I don't think Olivia will.
Yeah, I agree.
We will now welcome in the members of our jury. Zoe, Anthony,
Cute as hell tonight.
Dorothy, Corey, and Hallie voted out at the last tribal council. Eric, we saw 2 idol plays last vote. How does knowing that 2 idols are out of the game influence your vote this time around?
You know, it definitely like gets rid of some paranoia, but also like the merge idol, if it was played, got rehidden. So there's also a chance that someone out there has the merge idol. So we'll see.
Sara, you got 2 votes last round. Was this a crucial immunity win for you?
I'd say so. Yeah. Yep.
The detail.
Powerful response. May, clearly there is some knowledge of the game that is being remembered by certain people. Do you think that is influencing how you're going to vote tonight and how you are going to vote and get yourself to the final 3?
In terms of knowledge, I don't think that will play as strong of a role in this vote particularly, just because, I mean, I think it's like kind of common knowledge that I lost like my closest ally, so I think at least this vote, it's like very important for me to choose who I want to align with for the rest of the game.
Audrey, how do you view your alliances going into this last part of the game?
Well, I really hope that they're solid, otherwise I'm screwed.
Leah, after winning individual immunity last week, which kept your name off the chopping block, do you feel like it's you tonight, or do you think that they're smart enough to put the votes on somebody else?
Well, Shane, I have received 14 votes so far up to this point, when I've been to like 6 tribals, so, you know, the law of averages would say that I'm probably due for a couple every time I don't have immunity. I'm just sort of used to it at this point, accepted it.
Olivia, is that reasonable for Leo to assume?
Leo knows what his position is in this game, and I think we all know what a strong player he is, and I mean that's definitely intimidating.
Knowing that this game ends in a week, how are you choosing who you want to sit against in the final 3?
Okay, well, having little to actually no knowledge of Survivor at all, I don't even understand how the final 3 works. And I just am proud of myself for making it this far. And if I go to the final 3, that's really cool for me. If not, life goes on. So that's how I feel about it.
All right.
Thank you.
With that, it is time to vote. Eric, you're up first.
This might be an awful move, and I acknowledge that.
Leo, you know, I've written down this name a lot, and I'm not sure if 5 people are gonna write this down today or 3.
Alright, I definitely don't trust Olivia and Sara that they're actually gonna vote for him, so I guess this will be the test.
God. Okay, Eric, I have lied straight to your face and I apologize. But, ooh, I wouldn't be getting my BFA in performance if I wasn't a little bit good at lying.
So, Eric, you're going home. Leo, I still love you, and there's still hope for us someday. Bye-bye.
I'll go tally the votes. I have the votes. If anybody hasn't,
Don't even finish. It's coming out tonight. No way. Oh my goodness. Well, I ain't finished playing just yet. Keep hope alive.
The rules of Survivor state that if a hidden immunity idol is played, all votes for that person will not count. This is a real hidden immunity idol. All votes for Leo will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote, Leo does not count. Leo does not count. Third vote, Leo does not count.
Very nice.
Next vote, Eric. That's one vote, Eric. 2 votes left. 13th person voted out of Scotty Survivor Steel City, and the 6th member of our jury. Eric, that's 2. Tonight, that's enough. Please bring me your torch. Eric, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. To the rest of you, you have a 1 in 5 shot of winning this game and 1 week left. There's still lots of games to play. Good night.
Predicted week 9, like with 9 or 10 people left, I forget what, that I'd be out at 6. My prediction did come right, like, I'm not mad. I did make $100 in this game. Want to play again, did not play the end right. I don't know what I was doing this week, kind of just messed up. But yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. Jury seems kind of fun, so at least I made the final episode, you know?
Did we turn salt into butter?
You know, during this game, we did turn salt into butter a little bit. Not this week. This week was more of just kind of accepting what was going on, but it is what it is. I know Sara voted for me, and so did Olivia, so there's that. Yeah. Eric out, finally. Peace.
Alright, well that was kind of a blow because like Eric was like my closest person I've been working with for the longest. So yeah, I really was not expecting Leo to have an idol. Like I really thought that between like last week and this week that no new idols were found out or new found. So the fact that was really unexpected.
Yeah, I'm sure Eric's so upset. I feel really bad. Oh, I feel bad. I guess maybe I should have just voted Leo to have plausible deniability, but I didn't want to, like, on the off chance that they were being smart about this and splitting the vote between the two of them, I just didn't want to risk Olivia going home.
It's kind of disappointing that we failed to get Leo out a second, like for the millionth time, because honestly, like the way I see it, there's like literally no point in like even going to like final 3 if Leo's there, because like everyone knows that Leo's gonna win, right? So there's like it's like literally pointless.
Audrey and May are voting for me again. I don't bring it. Like, when will these people learn? They keep trying to vote for me all of the time, and it's failed every time. Like, my God, have you not figured it out that I will not be, that this doesn't, like, I don't know, man. Has it not occurred to you that Olivia's not gonna vote me out? Sara, a little bit more questionable. But me, Olivia's not going anywhere. If I win this immunity challenge or I find this idol, I'm in the final 4. If I make it to the final 4, unless Sara turns on me, but Sara just gave me an idol, and Olivia's not voting for me. So it'd be really dumb of them to vote me out. If they vote me out, it would just be incoherent. But you know, they keep trying to vote for me.
fuck them. They're gone next.
So after we had to go to tribal, and then like Olivia and Sara pull Audrey and I over, and they're like, yeah, like we're voting for Leo. And I'm like, sure you are, sure you are. Obviously they did not vote for Leo as expected because they lie like almost consistently. I didn't really have like too much of an option to like believe him at that point because why didn't I want to flip them that week? I guess because it was like 3-3. Leo also had an idol, and then so like Audrey and I were like for sure we're like he doesn't have an idol, so we were like okay, yeah, like they'd be like literally stupid to not get him out. And then he whipped out that idol, and then I was just thinking like, why are there so many idols being played? Like, where do these people find them? How do they have the time?
And I talked to Audrey today, and she's trying to convince me to cut Leo. 1, because I told her I would whenever she wanted, and 2, because if Leo wins the endurance challenge next week, then he's going to the final 3, and basically everyone's like, we're voting Leo over you. Which I get.
Alright, I'm just gonna confront the elephant in the room. You need to get Leo out this week. Like, alright, like you've been like saying that you want to get out like for like a really long time. You need to like stop talking and start walking the walk. Like I'm just like this is how it looks. I'm just gonna be honest with you about how people perceive things. Like right now, like people see things as like Leo is running shit and you and Sara are just kind of
yeah, I can see that.
And it's not gonna. And I think if you like keep him around like any longer, even if you vote him off like next week, it's gonna like you guys just reached off of Leo and then you just voted him off and it was convenient for you. Like it's not gonna look good for you guys.
Honestly, I get it. But I'm not voting out Leo this week because I need him. I need the numbers. I need the 3v2. Also, that means that I'd have to go to final 3. Audrey was proposing that I would go to final 3 with her and May. First of all, there's no way in hell May's taking me over her friend Sara. And I can't trust that. When she's telling me yes, May would absolutely take you over Sara, I can't trust it. I don't know May that well, which is not on purpose. I've been busy with life. So I just doubt that would be the case.
Yeah, but also my personal worry is by voting Leo off this week, Sara is 100% closer to May. Sara and May are really close, so I'd be the next one to go next week.
What makes you think that? She seems pretty from what May's been telling me, she's like not going to diss you.
Really? May and Sara are really close.
Yeah. Okay, so I just talked with Olivia. We was basically was just like pitching her that she should vote Leo off this week and work with us to final 3. Originally, I wasn't intending on pitching final 3 to her, but then she basically brought up what comes next, and then like I kind of had to be done. I'm not sure if I'd rather work with her or Sara. I feel like she's a little bit more trustworthy than Sara. I mean, not that really matters for final 3. I just like found less idols and stuff, and I feel like they've had similar gameplay. Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent as to whether or not I work with her or with Sara, but I mean, like since I was there, I figured I might as well just like give her the full pitch. And she seemed like receptive and said that she'd think about it. I'm not sure like where she's at right now, but she definitely seemed like she was considering it.
I've been realizing that I've been orchestrating a lot of the moves, and Leo has just been my shield, basically. Everybody thinks he's the evil mastermind, but that's just because I'm a great actress, and I've been playing it off like I'm dumb and don't even know what's going on. I've been following behind Leo this whole time, and really, I've been the reason that Audrey flipped twice. I'm the reason Corey planted the seed about Corey going home. I'm the reason that Eric went home and nobody played an idol besides Leo because they were positive I was gonna flip on Leo. I mean, there's just a lot of things that I realized I've done I'm not giving myself credit for, so God forbid Leo does go to the end. Also, I'm hoping if it's an endurance challenge and Sara drops, I'm hoping I can convince Leo, like, dude, it's me and you final 3. We're not going anywhere. Can you let me win at least one challenge? He might drop for me.
Okay, welcome back to your next immunity challenge. Today's challenge is called Memory Lane, and here's how it works. You will be competing in a multi-part challenge. The first part will have you reading a story similar to a previous challenge where you had to read a story and answer questions. After you read that story, you will crumple it up and throw it behind you, never to be read again. You will then run to the opposite end of the field where you'll answer one question about that story. You cannot help one another with these questions. After you are correct, you'll run back and stack 2 towers of 10 die. After you finish and you've been checked off by prod, you will then run back there, answer the second question of the story. After you're correct, you'll come back and you'll answer what we call the memory lane subtask. There you will be answering on which date each person who's been eliminated so far was voted out. You will also be saying on which date each challenge that's taken place so far occurred. You will then run to answer your final question. After answering the final question, you'll run back here once again, and you will try to complete the Survivor tree puzzle. If there are no questions, we'll draw for spots. Let's get started. Survivors ready? Go! Leo building 2 stacks at once of different colors. Audrey almost finished with her first stack.
Is it the same thing where, like, if it goes down, you can use your hands or not?
If it goes down, you must rebuild with your tongs. Almost there. Oh, and it falls.
This is actually so shitty, you guys. Oh my god.
Done.
We got it.
Olivia running back, trying to catch up to Leah.
Done. I got it in.
Leo was done. He did say done. Leo moving on to the next part.
What day 66 is today? Memory lanes today. I'm done.
I got it.
Second, go second.
Done. Good.
Olivia speeding through this. Sarah's entire tower falls.
This is actually impossible.
Not on my fucking watch. Like my new shirt, I got it free. But that like 100%. Okay.
Leo and Olivia in the lead. May at the second section. Sara and Audrey still working on their first. so close so many times. Hopefully, we'll be right this time. Sarah's almost there. Not gonna get near her right now.
Oh, well, I'm not doing good. I mean, you know. Well, I wasn't gonna say bad. I don't want to jinx myself. I believe in the law of attraction, Leo. I'm kidding. Yeah, no, we're fucked now with the people that actually know how to do puzzles are coming.
Coming back, May coming back. She's opening up her puzzle. This is the puzzle that John Cochran solved to win immunity in Survivor Karamoan.
What is it supposed to be?
It is a tree. May positioning a light. It shall begin working. This is the penultimate immunity challenge. The most important one yet. We're taking an interesting approach, solving it not on the stand. Let's check in with Olivia.
Oh, she's solving it on the stand?
May already getting one piece in.
There we are.
Leo with another piece.
Nice. She was a fourth of the way through. Let's see if that works.
How are we going through this? Is this just trial and error?
I literally don't. I mean, I look for shapes that fit in other shapes, but then it doesn't work. It doesn't go. I don't know what else to do. I'm just looking for things that fit in other places where the fucking puzzle would work, but it doesn't.
How are those hands feeling?
Down to 2.
Here. It does not necessarily branch straight up. May thinks she's got a piece. May's pushing down. May's got another piece. Need the pieces to get back on before we're done. One more piece to go. I don't know, number of pieces. Very few people have opted to start on the stand that come back to bite Leo. Another piece seems like it's about to fall off the top.
Done.
Leo wins individual immunity!
Oh, thank God.
After a 39-minute marathon of a challenge, congratulations to Leo. You can now be voted out and are guaranteed a spot in the final 4. This is yours, once again.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Close. To the rest of you, one of you will be voted out at the next Tribal Council on Wednesday. Gather your stuff and head on out. Good luck.
Like, Leo winning was like the worst possible thing that could have happened, because I feel like convincing either Olivia or Sara to flip on Leo would have been infinitely easier than convincing them to flip on each other. So yeah, I'm not really liking how this is looking right now.
I'm not voting for Sara if she takes Olivia over me. And especially if she takes Oh yeah, never mind. Audrey. Yeah, I definitely, I like wouldn't vote for her. Because like Sarah's literally done nothing for me for these past 5 votes. Literally nothing. And she's done so much for Olivia and so much for Leah by just following them everywhere. And I do think that Sara has a good game, but personally, I would feel very betrayed. Like, I don't know. Maybe betrayed isn't the right word, but just, yeah. Like, it's like different coming from Olivia and Leo because like, we haven't been that close and like they haven't told me that I was their number 1, but for Sara to be like, oh, like May, you're like my number 1, whatever, I'm just like not gonna listen to anything you say for the past 5 votes and like write your name down twice, but like still like vote for me, please. Like, that's not.
So, just met with May. It was so unbelievably uncomfortable. She pretty much said my game was awful. No one's gonna vote for me. She's not gonna vote for me. It's really bad. It was so awkward. My roommate was in the other room just being like the entire time. And now they're singing back there. But yeah, she was just like, if you go with Olivia and Leo, you're guaranteeing yourself 3rd place. Like, you have no shot of winning. And that her and Audrey were the only way. It was awful. It was awful. It made me feel awful. When people start threatening me, I just don't like it. It's the same thing that happened with Eric. Like, Eric started threatening me and I was just like, nope, that's the end of that.
Plan is literally the only game plan for myself is having Audrey next to me and Sara next to me. Sara is the one issue with that. I love Audrey. I think that we're definitely tight. She's not gonna betray me. I can hopefully confidently say. And Sara, on the other hand, so she's kind of like between Olivia and I, and like, to be honest, I know she would pick Olivia over me in a heartbeat. But I don't know if she's smart or just, I know, she's smart, but I think that she's just letting some like other shit cloud her judgment about bringing Olivia.
I get I'm taking a risk. Well, Olivia and I have promised each other final 2. Like, we've straight up promised that. And the other thing that May said, she said that she made a promise to never vote for me. I don't remember that promise. Do you remember that promise? Do you remember her ever saying that?
No, but I also haven't seen every conversation.
I really don't think she's ever said that to me. I think that she made up in her mind that she was never gonna vote for me and then was just like, I've never voted for you and I won't ever. You're not like.
Does she expect that in return?
I don't, like, it's not like we made a promise. Obviously, I've written her name down twice. At the time, I really did think I was saving her, though. But I get how it doesn't, like, look like that.
Now it's me, Sara, Leo on one side, Audrey and May on the other side. And, you know, they're gonna try and convince Sara to flip and vote me since Leo has immunity. But Sara's convincing me that she's not gonna flip, so I don't have an idol, and all I can do is trust her. You know, I have there's nothing else I can do but trust her at this point.
And I also just want to be with people who, like, not that I don't respect not that I don't respect May's game, but like, it's not really a game of loyalty. She's been loyal because she doesn't know what else to do.
And I can somehow convince Leo to drop. Because I'm gonna convince him, like, dude, I made it with you this far. I've never put your name down. Your name's not going down. I'm gonna have to lie. And then he drops, I win. I go to the final 3, he gets voted, and then we vote him out, and then it's me, Sara, and Audrey in the end.
I talked with May, like, we both think that, like, we want, if, like, if you voted with us, we would want to keep you till the end. I also think that, like, this would be better for you because, like, I know you think you have a shot against Olivia, and I'm sure you do, but I think that your chances would be better with May and I than they would be against Olivia.
They are right. If I'm at the final 3 with Audrey and May, my chances of winning go up, like, extremely high if I'm with the 2 of them. And if I vote Olivia off tonight, that's the way to do that. But if Leo wins, my chances of not making it to the final 3 are also very much higher than they would be if I just stuck with Olivia and Leo. I need to be there to make my case. I need to say what I've done. If I'm not able to, I will literally flip the fuck out.
Olivia, this week we saw a grueling immunity challenge. You were in the lead for the majority of it. Knowing that we're down to 5, how does not winning make you feel tonight going into the vote?
As a frequent non-winner, I cannot say I'm surprised by not winning the challenge, but it did feel good to be close for once. But I'm glad my good pal Leo ended up taking it home, so that's all you can do.
Leo, knowing that you're safe tonight, how are you voting knowing that you will need relationships to get you into the final 3?
Bullshit. I think it's somewhat apparent that Audrey is subtly admitted to voting for me. May seems to think I'm the survivor antichrist, which is amazing because every time I talk to her, she's like, "This motherfucker's lying." No, I wasn't. So you sort of
That's not like the last 2 times you said you voted for Audrey.
I would have done it if I believed you were actually going to do it.
Literally every time you said.
But then you're like, okay, yeah,
And then you
I'm
say,
like, no, you're not, and then I do something else. We were lied to each other, but still, I would have voted for Audrey if I thought you and Eric were actually going to do it. So then I decided to vote for Hallie instead, who's really enthused in this.
May, what's your reaction to Leo calling you a liar?
I feel like, this kind of has something I wanted to say. I think that I'm probably one of the most loyal and honest people in this game, and I generally am not a very assertive or outspoken person, but as this might be one of the last times that I can speak to all of you in this context, I just want to speak what's on my mind. I do agree, Leo's played a really great game. Olivia has played a really great game, and I think that if the 2 of them go to the end, one of them will for sure win. And so I think it would be an incredibly naive decision for any of us, me, Sara, and Audrey, to think that they can have a chance of winning if either of these 2 are standing next to them. So, as Audrey pointed out, it's quite unfortunate that this guy is just super good at challenges and has won literally everything, so I have to vote for the person who does not have that immunity.
Olivia, what's your reaction to that?
I think it's you, bro. I think it might be you.
What's your reaction to that, Olivia?
I think who makes it to the end has a fair shot at winning. I think May has a lot of friends on the jury. If May made it to the end, she probably would have a fair shot at winning. So, I think we all have a fair fucking shot. But
I think some people do have more fair shots.
Yeah, some people have more friends, some people have more connections, some people didn't lie as much. Some people better challenges, some people found a lot of items. You know what I mean? It's all gonna work out the way it's supposed to work out in the end. That's it. That's all I can say.
Sarah, what's your reaction knowing that jury management is just as important as game, strategic, and challenge wins?
That's why the last few have been really hard. You gotta think about, you hope that people won't be bitter, you hope that they understand. Well, you hope you can get to the end to explain everything. That's yeah.
Can I also just say that the same thing May is doing is the same thing I did to Audrey to vote out Dorothy, and it was false then, and it's false now.
Wait, what was?
The idea saying, oh, you can't go to the end because they'll win. I said that about Dorothy, and then she flipped on Dorothy, which I think was a bad move. So I think May is just using the same trick I did back then.
So you think that if you make it to the end, you won't?
I think saying that if Olivia and I automatically make it to the end, we'll win.
I think that is
because I think you're also good. You're also good friends with half the jury. So it's I think this idea, it's oh wow, Leo and Olivia are automatically gonna win. I think it's just false. And I think you're just using it to get people to vote us out.
Only one person can win. It's not gonna be Leo and Olivia.
Both of them.
However, how much I love that. It's gonna be one of us at the end. I played, we played a good game. All of us played a good game, and I'm not with this petty bullshit right now. We all played a good game. If we make it to the end, and the jury decides we win, then we fucking win. That's it. Period.
Touche.
And with that, it is time to vote.
Honestly, I have no idea how you got this far.
That was exhilarating. Really was. And it makes me feel even better about my vote tonight. Sorry, May.
I'll go tally the votes.
I really want to see this.
I have the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play one, Now is your last time to do so. Seeing none, I'll read the votes. Once the votes are read, proceed to the final, and the person who voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote, Olivia.
Oh, they said live though. I appreciate that. It's not the full name.
Next vote, Olivia. That's 2 votes, Olivia. Next vote, May. That's 2 votes, Olivia. 1 vote, May. 2 votes left. Next vote, May. We're tied. 2 votes, Olivia. 2 votes, May. 1 vote left. The 14th person voted out of Scotty Survivor Steel City and the 7th member of our jury. May.
Oh.
That's 3. Tonight, that's enough. Please bring me your torch.
Spelled my name wrong.
I did it so I knew which one was mine, so I wouldn't stress.
Grab it for you. May? May? The tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. To the rest of you, you have 1 more vote to get through and a grueling endurance challenge that will earn you a spot in the final 3. Good luck and get ready.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not like too surprised because I kind of felt that Sara was going to stay with them, and I knew it would be super hard to split up those 3. But I can definitely say I told Sara I would not vote for her if she betrayed me and if she didn't vote for Leo and Olivia, and I am a person of my word, so I'm going to see that through.
After a long semester of over 65 days of competing, we have our final 4. Congratulations on making it to the final immunity challenge. You have 1 challenge left. First and foremost, Leo, I'll take it back. Cool. Immunity for the final time is once again back up for grabs. This challenge is called Hold On for Dear Life, and here's how it works. You will be standing on one of these light fixtures. Both feet will remain on the light fixture at all times for the first 30 minutes, and you will try to hold on any which way you can. For the first 30 minutes, you will be holding on for dear life in any which way you can on the light fixture. After 30 minutes have elapsed, you'll lean back. After another 30 minutes, you will then be leaning back, holding on with 1 arm. We will add more components to the challenge as needed if people are staying on longer than expected. If there are no questions, we can draw for spots. Let's get started with the challenge that matters the most. Good luck.
Oh, that was cute.
With that, survivors ready? Step on now. And we are live.
Hi. What's up?
Oh no, you took your mittens off.
You have to dig deep. 30 minutes have elapsed. It's time to lean back.
I guess I could actually.
Shane, when is my $50 check here?
Tuition just to catch me on this wet ass pussy. If you wanna see some wet ass pussy, start here. I need beer soap. I need rain drinker. I need weird smoker. I'm going sick.
Have you ever wanted to own 12,000 ladybugs? This could be your chance. We are offering a $100 temptation for anybody that steps down now. That is a $100 temptation for anybody that steps down now, and 12,000 ladybugs that could be purchased with that $100.
Audrey, I will acapella you off if cash does not work. I see no reason why cash wouldn't work. That's all what we're competing for. But if that doesn't work, I will sing whatever song I have coming up. Let's see what it is. If Miss Jackson ever decides to fucking end. Shush in church during songs, I have. You don't know bad voices until you've heard mine. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Oh, wrong part. Hopefully the next song I know the words to.
I see Audrey and Leo talking over there. She better watch out not fucking steal my man. That's all I gotta say.
With that, we are now 1 hour in. Please remove one hand from the poll. You'll have one opportunity of your choosing to switch hands at any point until the end of the challenge. But once you switch hands, you can no longer switch hands for the rest of the challenge. It's your choice when you wish to use that ability. Best of luck. We're all still out here.
Audrey, I'll throw my 50 that I wanted to push you vote on top of the 100 if you drop.
So you did say that Eric and I were safe after the Dorothy thing, and then you tried to vote off Eric next week.
Yeah, but you also tried to take out Corey, who's one of my close allies. I'll step down right after you step down.
I don't trust you.
I don't know why. You're the one who betrayed me first.
I can't hear specifically. I just know they're making a deal.
You're the one who's you snaked fucking 3 people in a row. You've snaked 3 people in a row. Who the fuck have I snaked? I've been pretty upfront with my alliances and my allegiances. You've been jumping back and forth like you're playing fucking hopscotch.
I'm not gonna lie, I peed a little bit in my panties. Just a little bit.
Also, think about it. This whole challenge is just like physics. The shorter you are, the better you're gonna be at it. We're not short. Those 2 could go for fucking hours. Sarah was still pole dancing.
Sara switched arms.
Okay.
20.
Audrey has stepped off. Audrey has no shot in individual immunity. Leo has also stepped off. Leo has no shot in individual immunity. How about
What?
Oh shit, my back tightened. Yeah, I have 3 minutes max left. That shit hurted.
I told you, I want the Olivia redemption arc. I don't care. I don't actually care. Like, I'm not that invested, but I feel like it would be fun to have Olivia win the last challenge after not winning any of them.
Oh god, I got Dumb and Dumber over here.
I'm willing to drop. I don't give up, and so it's just hard.
Don't give up. Don't give up. I don't want you to.
Just don't like to give up. It's not even like not even.
I want the Olivia redemption arc.
Yes. Oh my god, please.
Do it.
Wait, is there gonna be money offered again?
Can be if we stay here for another 2 hours or so, yeah.
2 hours for another money?
So
But don't drop if you don't feel it.
I'm willing to drop. I don't give up. And so it's
Then don't give up, Sad. Don't. I don't want you to.
Olivia.
Sorry, because you were riding a pole for too long.
Oh my god, Olivia! No, I trust you. I trust you.
Sara has stepped down. Sara has stepped down, meaning that individual immunity goes to Olivia Giswaldi.
Oh, that took the perfect amount of time. Although we can't put down the episode.
Oh my god, I won one of them!
I could have gone forever.
Just so you know. I won one. I'm so happy.
How was Friday? We'll do
I was ready. Oh my god, this is so much more stable than mine.
I'm kind of surprised that Leo like just gave in like that. He must be feeling really confident about like them not turning on him.
Talking to her, I'm like, hey Audrey, what's it gonna take for you to drop? And it just devolved. So basically she was, and then I just kind of like ripped her a little bit because she was just like, how do I know? Because she was like, I'll drop if you drop. And I was just like, I'll fucking take that, yeah. And I was just like, how do you know? And she was just like, well, how do I know that if I drop, you're just gonna stay on? And I was just like, Chief, you're the one who's backstabbed everyone in this game at least once. I haven't. Like, you're the one who betrayed me first. I wanted to go final 6 Ogun strong, and then you guys decided, nah, we're not doing that. So I'm like, oh my god. And then it's just that. And then I said, I'll give you the $50 gift card. If you...
I saw her foot step off, and I was like, oh. And then I saw you jump off, and I was like, oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
So, just met with Leo. I'm evil. I'll be the first to say it. But I never actually said I'm not voting for you to him.
Just like hold out for as long as possible. By the way, I'm feeling pretty good about travel tonight. I've talked to Sara already, and she's like, yeah, like I don't know what else I can tell you. Like we're flipping on him. Like this, like you don't need to like that's the plan. I just want you to feel comfortable and stuff.
And I went into the meeting because I knew I was like, oh, it kind of looks bad that I haven't reached out to him sooner. So I just kind of went into it being like, oh, I'm so worried after like I jumped off that like you guys were gonna turn on me, like took all the like energy off of him kind of stating his case to me because I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I need to make my case to you. Like, I stepped off because out of a good faith with Olivia and you, so hopefully we're good.
I was gonna be you. Fun.
Never been so happy that Leo was tall and his back was hurting. And I trust Olivia. Olivia, like, I'm gonna be so mad if it's actually me. I might cry.
Hello, America. Tonight I am faced with a difficult decision. Do I turn on my friend who has been loyal to me and who I've been loyal to since day one and who I told I was going to take to the final 3? Or do I cut the cord so that I can make it to the final 3 and probably win? I think I need to do the latter.
We send out Audrey tonight. Just make it to the final 3. No shenanigans.
Wear some snazzy clothes.
Oh no, you have to go to my parents in my suit.
I don't own any snazzy clothes.
You don't? I might just wear like my champion hoodie or like the word association to the jury.
I'm so evil. I was like talking about like, what are we gonna wear? Like, what do we, oh my god, it's so evil. But he, like, the more that he thinks he's good, the less crap we'll have to deal with tonight.
Pretty much everybody in this game has been telling me from day one that I need to get rid of Leo because everyone's gonna vote for him and he's gonna win, blah, 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 but I have a tough time not being, like, I don't know, I feel bad. He deserves to win, in full honesty, and so I kind of want him to win in a way because I'm like, oh, he deserves it, but I have put a lot of effort into this, and I have a lot of people who are like really want me to win, and so I'm gonna do it for them, and I need to win, and to do that I have to get Leo out. He's been asking me like, oh, you think Sara's gonna flip on me? And I'm like, probably. And then he's like, oh, but you're not gonna flip, and I'm like, never.
Tonight is a motherfucking night. Sara and Olivia,
Olivia!
Sara and Olivia are going straight to the top, baby. Little baby Leo don't see it coming. He really doesn't.
He really doesn't. I talked to him on the phone. It was bad.
No, he texted me and he's like, okay, talk this out. We're all set for tonight.
Oh my god. Okay, get in my car. I hope this man's not too mad. He will respect the game. He won't be bitter like other people.
So Audrey, let's start with you. It's no secret that a lot of your close allies have gone out the door week after week. Knowing that, what went through your mind at the decision to drop at that last endurance challenge?
Well, I was like, he's giving me $50. I'm not gonna win anyway, so.
Leo, why were you so concerned about getting Audrey off that pole?
Well, okay. I had like 3 minutes left. Like in that challenge was not, it was prejudiced against the tall. It was like the angle you had to be at, so that was not my round. No, not at all. So also I had this $50 gift card that I still haven't got yet, so it's not like I'm losing money, it's just like, okay. I offered Audrey it on top of the first temptation, so she could have walked away with 150. She said no to that, and then I just kept pestering her, and eventually I think she took it. But it ended up, you know, it worked, and now
speaking of, Olivia, after two, very close challenge performances, you finally won an immunity challenge, probably the most crucial one to win. How are you feeling knowing that you absolutely have a chance to plead your case to the jury on Saturday?
I'm really excited to be able to talk to the jury and let them know like what's been going on behind the scenes. They don't already know. To tell them like what's going on, and it really was like I can't thank Sara enough. Like that was a team effort there, and I know she trusts me and she's coming to the end with me, so she knew like just give it to her. I think that was a true testament of friendship, and I really appreciated that. So yeah, it was a fun night. It was nice to finally win one, and my dad cried. So that was
With that, it's time to vote. Audrey, you're up first.
Leo, baby, I love you so much. You become one of my best friends here. I'm sorry I have to let you go, but I think you really deserve it, and I know you'd win over me. That's why I gotta let you go. But I hope you don't take it personally, and I hope we can be good friends after this. So this better work.
I have the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final, and the person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Audrey. That's one vote, Audrey.
Yes, I wrote Audrey. Yes. You're the worst.
Next vote, Leo. That's one vote, Audrey. One vote, Leo. 2 votes left. Next vote, Leo. That's 2 votes, Leo. 1 vote, Audrey. 1 vote left. 15th person voted out of Scotty Survivor Steel City, and the 8th and final member of our jury, Leo. That's 3.
Well done,
That's
guys.
enough.
Well done.
Please bring me your torch.
Must be shame.
Leo, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go.
Walk away.
Yeah, I got blindsided tonight. No hard feelings. I mean, this whole game, I wasn't taking shit personally when people voted for me, and I'm not going to start tonight. I really don't understand why. I don't think it was the right move for Sara and Olivia to vote me out, just because I think it makes Sara look stupid. Olivia sort of like rode me all the way here and then cut me right before, and I don't know how many people are going to vote for Audrey. I'm really undecided on who to vote for. I think I have a pretty classic idea of what I want to say. I think I'll probably roast them all to shit, as sort of is my penchant in this game. Yeah, I'm not going to be bitter about it personally. I'll still be friends with all of them. But, I'm still going to be pretty blunt in my assessment tomorrow night.
Welcome to the final tribal council of Scotty Survivor Steel City. You 3 have outwitted, outplayed, and outlasted the 15 other people on this cast. You now have the opportunity to plead your case to the jury. How this is going to work: you are going to have time to give your opening speech by a random order. We have decided that Audrey will go first, followed by Sara, followed by Olivia. The jury will then get the chance to address any questions they might have to the finalists. We will start in order of elimination, so Zoe will go first, and Leo will go last. Following all of the questioning portions, we will go to the vote and declare the winner. Audrey, you're up first.
All right. So basically, when I came into this game, I knew pretty much nothing about Survivor, and so from the first week, I was on the outs with my tribe. I barely missed getting voted off by 2 votes, and since I knew I was in a pretty bad position, I focused on trying to prove my worth to my tribe by doing well in the number poker challenge. And then when we got split into the different tribes, I decided, I was presented with an opportunity to potentially flip on Anthony and Olivia, but I didn't because I wanted to strengthen my relationships with them and so I could be in a better position after the merge. And after the merge, I kept trying to strengthen my relationships with Ogun people, but I knew that eventually I was going to have to flip because I knew that people were, if we went to Final 6 Ogun, I knew that I was going to get voted off, pretty quickly. And so after the first week of the merge, Eric reached out to me and he was like, "Do you want to work together? Because pretty much no one will see us coming." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll work with you." And so I started working with Eric, and I knew that Hallie was also pretty close to May. So I was talking with Hallie and Dorothy, and we were thinking of maybe flipping later with Eric and May. And so we were planning on doing that on the 3rd week of the merge, but after it became pretty obvious in the 2nd week that other people were definitely going to vote for either Eric or May, I suggested that we should flip that week instead, just so we could save our allies and not be in a worse position later. And so after the 2nd week of the merge, though, it became pretty obvious to me that I didn't feel like I was in a strong position in my new alliance because I felt like other people were more connected than I was. And I could see that Dorothy was a really strong player, and I felt like she would be a really big threat later on. And so I talked about this with Olivia, and Olivia was telling me about how she wanted to get Leo out as well. So I talked with Olivia and we reached an agreement where I was like, all right, if I vote Dorothy this week, you'll help me, she'll help me later with voting off Leo. And so then I voted for Dorothy that week. And then after that, everyone wanted to vote for Hallie, but I thought that there was maybe a possibility that I could win Hallie back later. So I didn't want to do that. So I tried to that's why I tried to suggest Corey, because I felt like Corey was a strong player. And after Hallie and May didn't flip on me at that tie vote, I promised them that I'd be loyal to them until the end of the game, which is a promise that I kept. And so then at the final challenge, I knew that Sara and Olivia were going to flip on Leo. So I made the deal with Leo, so we would both through the challenge because I knew that they were going to flip on him. And yeah, so even though I knew I wasn't the most loyal person at certain parts of the game, but I feel through the whole game I made 3 promises. I only made 3 promises, but I kept all of them. And even though I've worked with different people during different weeks, but whenever I've worked with people, I've always been willing, loyal to them for that week. I've always been willing to go to rocks for whoever I've worked with, and I feel like I've also been pretty successful with voting people off, except for the past 3 weeks or so. Besides that, I voted off 8. I voted on the correct side of the vote for 8 of the 12 tribal councils that I've attended, and overall, this has been a really great experience. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to play with everyone, and I hope that you'll consider voting for me.
All right, we will move to Sara.
Yeah, thanks, Audrey. I guess I just want to start out by saying thank you to all of you guys. I came into this game wanting to accomplish a few things. One of them being to make friends and create relationships in this really weird coronavirus time. But I also wanted to play the game that is Survivor and have a lot of fun with that. And I can say fairly confidently that both of those things happened for me over the course of this semester. And that's largely due to a lot of you guys. So thank you so much. Before I start with a deep dive into my game, I just want to preface that I made some really genuine relationships with people, and I would hate to think that the moves that I made invalidated or discredited those relationships that I made. What I do hope to do in however many minutes I'll be talking is highlight how every decision I made was in my best interest over the course of the game, and whether it made some of you happy or not, I knew that it was the right move for me. In these past few months, I did leverage my relationships with others, and I really worked to do the absolute best for me over that course of that time. And for these past several weeks, kind of what Audrey just mentioned, majority of the post-merge, I made sure I was controlling the direction of this game and advancing my game every single week. So I want to take ownership of all those decisions I made, and I really hope that you guys can respect that and see my game for what it is. So I think the easiest way to go about this is really just to start at the beginning and work my way through my game and my thought processes for you guys. I know that they're not necessarily obvious thought processes. You guys might be confused. So I'm excited to clear that up for you, all of you. So as I think most of you guys know, I didn't start this game off in the best position. By day one, there was already another alliance on my tribe, like the apple eating people from Walking to the Sky. Never really realized how much eating apples brings people together, but really, it really did. So that I was initially like already on the outs of that. At the same time, though, in our opening Zoom meeting, I was messaging back and forth with Olivia. Really, our relationship started absolutely day one. And a few days later, when we FaceTimed after that initial Zoom meeting, like the meeting that we all met each other in, we both kind of said to each other, hey, like if we make it to the merge, we should definitely work together. And that's really just like the official start date of us kind of talking with each other, looking ahead. In the beginning of this game, I ended up in the Daddy Thick Alliance, and that is a name I'm still a little bit ashamed of, but we're running with it. Those were all the people that watched me jump into the pool at the CUC. That was Eric, Amara, and Michael. It was something I was really glad to be a part of in the beginning of this game, but I was also working with May on the side pretty closely. I was really open with her in the beginning of this game, telling her about my alliance with them and how I would continue to work with them, but I would make it work for us as a pair. Little did I know that she already knew about that because Eric was kind of going in between them, but love you, Eric. The first major thing that I guess happened to me was finding the Balder idol. At the first vote out, rest in peace, Kevin, I believe we received our first online clue, and I figured out the clue later that night that was on the Instagram page, and I ended up finding the idol the next day in the Numbers Garden. Pre the three tribe split, I flew pretty I flew pretty under the radar. Really said to myself, okay, I have to forge something on my own. I need to not rely on relationships that I built with Balder thus far, because a lot of them weren't telling me the full truth, what they knew, or people that they were working with. So at this point, I really started ramping up conversations with Olivia to work together post-merge, and also still maintaining those relationships on Balder the best I could as well. This is also the point where I found the second idol I retrieved. Eric told me he returned it to Prod, and I went out for a blind search and found it under the fence. With Zoe gone at 10, OG Ogan, and specifically Dorothy, started to get some ideas about breaking away and getting out Leo, and I was initially really on board with this. Getting out someone who blindsided me, being at the forefront of something new were all things that looked really attractive to me. But after watching and listening from a distance, I soon pieced together pretty quickly that I was not going to be the one calling the shots in that alliance. And after taking out, once they took out Leo, Olivia, Corey, Anthony, the perceived big threats, I would be the one that they'd turn to go to next. Or if they got paranoid and started turning on each other even sooner, I was the one with the least say in that. And that kind of pieced together after they weren't talking to me as much. So I decided to turn to Corey and save the big threats in the game, and really just in effect created this very nice human shield of people that kept the votes off of me for a lot of weeks. I kind of said to him, Dorothy, Hallie, and Audrey are orchestrating this. May and Eric are in, we're on the outs, and we need to do something about it. So the next day we got Olivia on board, followed by Leo and Anthony. Leo, for the longest time, and he knows this, refused to believe Dorothy was turning on him. And then we became very suspicious that the Dorothy Alliance, and sorry if you guys had a name, I don't know what your name was, had advanced the vote instead to do it at 9, to do it at 10. And this was confirmed when May told me their plans to vote out Leo right before Tribal. So me realizing that we were likely heading to Rocks because they were thinking it was going to be a 5-3-2, it was now going to be a 5-5 because we'd all pieced it together, or I told them to piece it together. I knew I had to play one of my idols in some way or another. I was about 90% certain that we were going to go to Rock, just because Leo was shocked. The other side was going to be too scared to flip. So because of this, with some convincing, I managed to keep the vote on May, to in the end save her from Rock. I knew this was risky. I knew it wasn't foolproof, but I still had some faith in that working. I did start to get really paranoid that Corey was going to tell people about my Boulder idol. I also knew Corey was a huge threat in this game. I didn't love that he had the merge idol. So cut to my meetup with Audrey like a few days later. People were already pretty sussed out that he could potentially have the merge idol, and I think this was a fact that Corey was still relatively unaware of. So I was pretty certain that he wouldn't play it and that this was our best opportunity to kind of pull off getting him out with an idol. So at this point, there were two different alliances that were doing two different 4-2-2 scenarios. One scenario was with Eric and one scenario was with Corey. And I remember calling Olivia and being like, Olivia, we single-handedly get to choose who goes home this week. And I got her on board with the idea of Corey, telling her that if we take him out now with the idol in his hand, we will be the only two that know about it, and we'll only be the only two that know to recirculate it and know to go look for it again. Corey, I'm so sorry. But at this point, I had a Zoom meeting with Audrey and Eric to confirm all these plans. But I soon realized on that Zoom call that they told Hallie. And if Hallie knew, then May knew. And then if May knew, then Corey and I were eventually going to know about it. And this whole thing would be for nothing. So at that point, I backtracked like crazy, got Olivia to switch our votes back to Eric. And then by some unlucky chance, May and Hallie decided to still put their votes on Corey, creating the 4-4 consensus that resulted. So it ended up working out how I wanted it to. But I just want to say, Corey, like, you arguably had one of the best chances of winning this whole thing. I was able to take out one of the biggest threats, and also put the merge idol back in play, all in one move. So the next day I had an in-person class, and I managed to find the merge idol for my third idol. So I decided to play my idol for Leo to maintain the best human shield ever, relying on the fact that we could get him out at either 4 or 5. Everyone was so focused on getting out Leo, or secondly like Olivia, that no one ever put votes on me. I think technically I had 2 votes on me, but those were canceled by the idol play. So I know it worked in a sense. At Final 5, we were pretty set on it being May, and this was like definitely very hard for me. I probably have not emphasized enough how close at least I thought I was with May during this game, but I also recognized that she didn't tell me things, or she left out pieces that I know that like Olivia didn't leave out, and so that's kind of why I ended up one reason why I ended up going with Olivia over May. Had Leo not won at the Final 5, he might have gone home that week. But in the end, I decided to go along with voting for May because it gave me the best shot of sitting here today, being able to tell you guys everything I'm telling you. I knew that if I was sitting with May and Audrey, my argument would be a little bit better and a better received. But I also knew that my chance of finally like being in the final 3 were reduced by eliminating May, eliminating Olivia, because Leo would be mad. I didn't know if people were going to still take me there in the same way that I knew Olivia was going to. And I also knew that May was literally in an alliance with half of you guys on the jury. So it just made a lot of sense to see her go. Unfortunately, last thing I'll say is I just want to speak to the dynamics of like Leo, Olivia, and I. I want to clarify like pretty proudly that I was the one driving the ship. Olivia and I would definitely throw out ideas from time to time, especially when it came to like how we were going to vote out Leo. But week to week, it was Leo and I debating on who should go, planning how to play idols, etc. So I know my game isn't pretty. It's pretty messy and constantly moving. It's not obvious, but I really stand by it. I've very often found myself in a minority spot, a bad spot, and worked my way out of it. and I've managed to, again, like not have any votes against me. I put a lot of effort into this game, sometimes a little bit too much effort, as exampled by this presentation I'm giving you now, and my survivor document, and my idol searching with either myself, or I did a lot of idol searching with Eric. And I was always trying to think a few steps ahead. I was thinking about that Dorothy alliance, where I would sit on that, playing the Balder idol instead of the Merge idol, saving Leo to keep votes off me. In the end, I really think I called the shots in my game and in a lot of the game itself. I came up in the end and really thought deeply about every single move. And I guess in a survivory type way, I think I outlasted, outwitted, and outplayed. And on top of all of that, I got to meet all of you, make some really great friends. So I really appreciate you guys all listening.
Okay. I cannot fucking believe that I am here right now. Honest to God, I am shook the house. I submitted my application 5 minutes before it was due, and if you could tell me that I'd be sitting here in front of people that I admire and respect so much, I would literally fucking laugh in your face, and I think everyone who knows me would have too. I have to believe that I am the biggest underdog in this game. I know the inside of a gym like the Pope knows the inside of a strip club. I don't know how to do challenges. I know nothing about survival. I have no idea how to play this game. And I made it to the top 3 just based on how I was able to pay attention to detail, form relationships with people. And that's what got me all the way to the end. I have never, in all 11 votes that I have been a part of, I have never been on the wrong side of a vote. And I have always driven most of them. And I'd like to think I've driven all of them. Some of what I'm gonna say is gonna contradict what Sara said and what Audrey said, but this is all from our own perspective, and this is how personally I perceive my game and how I'm gonna present it to you guys. So from Gerald, L, that was all my idea. Okay, my fucking external camera keeps falling. And the biggest achievements I think in this game was breaking apart the Balder Alliance one by one by one by one. I was the one that discovered from Ogun, I was the one that discovered the huge overarching Balder Alliance, which consisted of Corey, May, Eric, Michael, and Zoe. Because I did some Scotch and Soda stalking, which shout out Scotch and Soda, Zoe did great. Also, I'd like to point out on day 5, I was just being a goofball, just looking around campus, and I found the idol, and I didn't tell anybody about it for 58 days. Except Anthony, I love you. Anthony knew about it, but he went home. So sorry, Anthony. But I didn't tell anybody about that idol for 58 days. And I had fucking balls of steel. And even when I did end up playing it, it was to secure myself, and I was going through so much in my personal life that I just didn't want to have to worry about going home, so I played it. I talked to Michael, and he basically lied straight to my face, told me he wasn't close with Eric, even though I knew he was because of the alliance. Told me he wasn't close to Eric, and I was like, oh, really? And then I was like, we should be in an alliance because we're both in CFA. Like, wouldn't that be cool? And he was like, yeah, totally. And I'm like, he's a composer, and I'm an actress, okay? So he had nothing on me. I knew he was lying. Then, oh my God, this is so fun. Then he was like, okay, I'll vote out Eric. And I was like, all right, buddy, fine. At this point, I knew idols were being passed around between Balder, Stale and New Balder, just because of the alliances that I knew were formed. So I knew either Eric or Michael had the idol. And based on how little Eric tried, love you, dude. Based on how little Eric tried to not get his name off of that vote, I knew he probably had the idol. And if I had the idol, I'd play it on myself. And I knew Eric was going to play the idol on himself. However, if he did not play it on himself and he played it on Michael, I knew that the vote needed to be split. So he plays the idol on himself, but I had the vote split to Eric, one Eric, two Michael, and then Eric and Michael voted Anthony. So that way,
should Michael play the idol on himself, I could play the idol on Anthony, and Eric would still go without it going to a revote, which would then put me and Audrey at jeopardy as well as Eric. I was pretty proud about this because nobody questioned why I wanted to split the vote. Audrey didn't question it, and Anthony, he knew I had the idol, and that allowed me to split the vote the way I did, keep myself safe while not exposing that I had the idol that whole time. As for my relationship with Leo, I think people are very interested in that. Basically, Leo and I clicked from day one, and we worked together as a team. And we ran this fucking game. What you don't know is that as soon as I found out that Leo was the season's villain, which for reasons still don't make sense to me because he's a big season, but everyone thought he was the villain, I was like, okay, I'm an actor. Let me create a character foil and be the complete juxtaposition of what Leo is so that I can run under the radar and not get any votes. And I think I fooled a lot of you guys thinking I was some dumb, naive, like clueless, has no idea what she's doing bitch. I'm smart, okay? I'm gonna tell you that. I'm pretty smart. And this was all a character I created, Anthony's dead. Anyways, I created a whole character for myself, and I played with that character for 70 days. I pretended to not know what was going on, to be like the kind of dumb, funny one that everyone was like, oh, like Olivia is not a big deal. It wasn't until the very end where people started being like, oh, Olivia's a threat. I whispered in Leo's ear 99.999% of the time, and he can attest to that. I told him about the Balder Alliance, and he didn't believe me on a lot of things, and neither did Sara. People didn't believe what I was saying, what I was intuitively recognizing, and it ended up being true. I was so genuine and upfront about this game. The only person I lied to was Leo, and that was that I was planning on voting him out. The reason, and Sara had this question before, the reason Audrey flipped with the Dorothy vote is because I told her, if you flip, I will vote Leo out. That's why she flipped. And that's why I was saved. I saved myself there because of the work I did with my relationship with Audrey. She trusted me, and she knew that I would get Leo out, and I did. Having Sara and Leo, they both considered me their number one ally. And what came in the way of that, I felt, was Corey. I thought Corey and Leo were really close behind the scenes, and I was pissed because I wanted to be Leo's number one. So I said, Corey, Corey, I think you're gonna have to go. And that's not really why. I also knew you had the idol. So during the Corey vote, I'm the one that planted in the seed to Leo and Audrey, Corey needs to go. And Leo's like, no, I don't want Leo to go. No. And Audrey was like, I don't know. But she went along with it. And Sara was like, oh, I don't know, but I really don't want Eric to go, so maybe Corey, you know what I mean? So that was that. And then what ended up happening was, unfortunately, Lucy and my best friend Lucy ended up getting cancer, which is horrible, and she was in the hospital. So I couldn't even be there for that vote. Then I'd like to point out that I'm at the hospital with my friend who has cancer, and I still pick up the phone to make my vote. I want to point out that so much shit went on to me during the semester, and I pushed through. On day 17 of this game, my grandma passed away, and the next day was her funeral, and I was at a fucking challenge here, giving my all, trying to play this game and do the right thing. On day 40, I was sitting here during tribal council, and all my friends are wearing hazmat suits evacuating my house because they have COVID. On 52, on 55, is when Lucy got cancer. I mean, literally shit hit the fucking fan, and I never, ever, ever gave up. And I never stopped trying, and I never threw the towel in, even though I wanted to plenty of times, and I kept fucking pushing. And I never thought I would make it here, ever. And I'm so proud of myself. I owe it to my friends, to my family, to my grandma, to Lucy, to everybody to at least give this my all. And, you know, I really, really hope you guys can see that. I'm not saying that to gain sympathy from you guys, but I want to know that I was dealing with a lot and still managed to execute all of these things. I want to reiterate how much I thank you guys for this experience. I feel like I've already won based on all of the amazing lifelong friends I've made from this. I really do. And thank you for listening.
Thank you to the final three for your opening speeches. We will now commence the jury questioning. Zoe will go first, and then we will end with Leo. Zoe, the floor is yours. Each jury member will have 5 minutes to hard cap at 5 minutes to say their piece and ask any questions.
Yeah. Hi guys. I'm like really excited to be the first ever person to speak on Scotty Survivor's jury. Can we talk about that? This is definitely the position I wanted to be in by the end. I didn't necessarily want to be one of the finalists, but I did want to be on the jury. So this has a little bit of a backstory, but I promise it's relevant. When I was a senior in high school, I had this really strict crew coach. This one day, she took me up to her office, sat me down, told me there was one spot available on the first boat. It was either me or this girl who was a freshman in the dorm in which I was an RA. So it was a little derisive. And she stared me in the eye and asked me, who deserves it more, you or her? And I said me, and she said me too. And that's why I was on the first boat for that round. But I hated her for it. I hated the fact that she made me choose between my friends and like succeeding. And so for this one time, after you've all given speeches about why you should win, I want you to take a hard look at the two girls who made it here with you and give me a concrete reason why they deserve to win. Go.
Oh wait, should I go first? All right. So I think that like Sara definitely played a really good game. She was really good at finding the idols, and she played them pretty good moments, I felt like. And she was also pretty good at like painting herself as someone who would like not win and be better to bring to she was really good at flying under the radar for like pretty much the whole game. Like I didn't really even see Sara as a threat, to be honest, until like final 5 or something. So yeah, she was really good at that. And then like Olivia's social game was also really strong. Like she formed a lot of close relationships with like people in Ogun, and also with Sara. I did not see the her Sara relationship. I did not realize that was like a thing until like after the merge happened. So she was pretty good at that. And then also with like I did not suspect that she had the Ogun idol like at all. I literally told her, there's no way you have the Ogun idol, because if you had it, I feel like it would have been obvious. So she was really good at concealing that.
Do you want to go, Olivia, or do you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
First of all, I just want to say, if I was a freshman walking into this game, I would not have had as much intelligence, enthusiasm, and like tenacity as I feel Audrey had. You really worked your way up. You knew nobody coming into this. Nobody. You didn't know where you were. I mean, we're in COVID. Everything is so crazy during this time. And I respect you so much for making it to the top and interacting with people and making friends. And you were always ready to talk whenever anybody needed to. And I think and I think also you're fucking brilliant. And I think that you were a challenge beast for a long time because of that. And I respect and admire your game in that way so much. Sara, I think you are such a such an outgoing, beautiful person who was at the bottom a lot. And even when you were at the bottom, you did not give up. You worked your ass off to try and get to the top, and you're here. And that is so inspiring, and I am really fucking proud of the both of you. I've been friends with you guys pretty much all the way through, and I'm so proud of you guys.
Yeah, I think I'm going to echo a lot of what Olivia just said with Audrey. I also think I've had discussions with you about how you kind of were piecing together Eric having an idol, knowing what to do with that vote. And I remember you walking me through that thought process, and I was like, wow, that was really insightful and not necessarily the way I would have even went about thinking of things. So on top of what Olivia, all those things she just said, with coming in, not knowing anything, being a freshman, doing amazing. I also think your gameplay had some really good moments in it where you were able to piece together some vital things. Olivia is amazing. I can't say enough good things about her and enough good things about her gameplay. People like to compare our gameplays near the end. I think they're different. And I think her stands on its 2 feet in her relationship with Leo and being able to, pick up on these nuanced things that not everyone was able to pick up on. And yeah, those 2 things, and also just being able to plow through this shit with all the crap that she had up against her is, I think I've said on more than one occasion, if I had to deal with a third of what Olivia had to deal with in this game, I wouldn't be here. Like, I just straight up would have given up. And that's huge. So
thanks, guys.
Moving on to Anthony.
It's Tony time. Great job, ladies. I'm very proud of all of you for making it this far. I will keep mine brief. I don't really have many questions for you guys, girls. I guess my whole thoughts about the whole thing, I have a chess tournament coming up in a minute, so I'll give you a little, each of you is like a piece to me. I could see Sara as, my game just started. So Sara's kind of like this bishop character. Like, she could really go across the entire board in one diagonal. She's not a rook where it's straightforward or left and right. She's got a little angle to her. But definitely sees far in advance, is making strategic moves. We got Jeswaldi, the queen. Moves in any direction, kind of, was pretty controlling on some votes, like she says, knows what's going on, strong character, played a solid game. And I think we have Audrey, the knight. And I think it's very strategic, can put people in some forks. So watch out, Bishop and Queen. I think Audrey played a very impressive game, and had a very impressive speech as well. Very concise. I believe hers was probably only a few minutes compared to the other ladies, which I definitely value as someone who thinks time is of the most important things that we can have. So, it's going to be tough to see who we can vote. One thing, can I just get a one word or a very brief answer from Jeswaldi on why you didn't tell Leo you were going to vote him out when it came down to the very end? Because I would be fucking pissed if it was me and you didn't tell me and you lied or something to me and let me do that. Can you give a quick answer?
Yeah, absolutely. So what ended up going down with that was I had tried to put it off for so long voting for Leo because I didn't want him to go. You know what I mean? So when this came down to it, it was like almost an out-of-body experience. Like when I went up to that voting thing, I was like, okay, and I just put his name down. I still to the bitter end was thinking, and you, this is true. I was going to write my name down. I was going to write Sara's name down. I wanted to do anything but write that guy's name down. You know what I mean? And it was one of the toughest things I've ever had to do. I had to lie to him because I think he is so crafty and genius that he would have found some way to vote me out. Like I'm just confident about it. He had a voter block, which I know which he had a fake little voter block, which I knew about. And I was nervous he might play that, or he might have something. Again, I didn't know much about this game, and he knows a lot. And I was scared that he was going to find some loophole to play and vote me out. So I had to keep it hidden.
Cool. Thank you. Good job.
Okay, moving on to Dorothy.
Okay, first of all, congratulations to all three of you guys. Like, this is not an easy game to make it to the end. And I know there were a lot of hard decisions that had to be made for you guys to get here. I just wanted to start by saying, Olivia, like, I definitely underestimated you in this game, and hearing you talk about it is really awesome. Like, all the thought you put into it, and that's definitely made me admire you in a lot of different ways. And I think you played an awesome game. Audrey, like, you voted me out, but I have to respect that. I think you were a bit of an agent of chaos in this game. And I think that definitely kept things interesting. Sad that you voted me out, but I think I definitely admire that. And at the beginning, like, you like were on the bottom, and you've definitely worked your way up, and that's really awesome. Sara, well, first I just wanted to clarify with the Anthony vote. Like, we actually did not plan on doing that. Like, you basically caught it before we even decided to do that. So I'm not really sure how that happened, but I guess it happened to work out that way. You have also definitely played a very strategic and very crafty game. So I guess my one question for you guys is, what do you think your biggest weakness is, or what do you think you could have done better in this game?
I'll go. I think my biggest weakness. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm still gonna go. My biggest weakness was not doing more research on Survivor and watching more seasons and watching Michigan and doing all of that stuff. I think it would have saved me a lot of time. On conclusions I ended up coming to on my own, but I think if I had already known what I could have done, it would have saved me a lot of time. So I think that was a big regret of mine, is not knowing more about the game beforehand.
I think a weakness of mine, I think when I told Eric that I had the Balder idol, that was a very big weakness. When I see people upset, I do want to do something about it. Especially in the earlier parts of the game, I was playing a lot more emotionally than I was strategically. And I think touchy subjects specifically kind of helped me draw that line in the sand of being like, this is a game. They are saying these like not so great things about me, but like I can handle it and I'm gonna plow through this. So I guess two things. My willingness to tell people about idols probably before I should have, and just being able to separate game and emotion earlier on. I think that would have been helpful because I don't think my game started to get to the place that I was like really proud of it and ready to stand by it until the merge, or until once Michael got voted out and I had to deal with a lot of trying to battle from there. I wish I started earlier.
Well, I get nervous pretty easily, and I feel like that I'm not a great liar, so that kind of made things tough for me when I was trying to make moves, because I had to kind of try to plan around that and try to say things that were like mostly true or like different interpretations of the truths.
All right, thank you guys, and congratulations again. It's awesome that you guys are here.
All right, moving on to Corey.
Thank you. I have to echo the same thing everyone else has. Congratulations to all three of you. Getting through this game is not easy. Getting through everything you all have gone through personally as well as not easily. I think talking to all of you have all been on the brink of giving up, on the brink of like being on the bottom and somehow bouncing back. So you all deserve a lot of credit for that. Sara and Olivia, as you were going through your speeches, you both talked about your game a lot in isolation. Basically, it feels like you both worked together very well through this game. You both worked together to the end, and in those speeches, you both took credit for a lot of the same things. So now in a space where you're able to actually respond to each other, how can both of you convince me that you are in the better position than your counterpart? Like, how can you convince me that you are really driving things and you deserve my vote at the end of this?
Yeah,
and either of you can respond in either order.
I can go first, and then Olivia will go. I mean, I think when it came down to actual votes, deciding like Hallie was going home first, and that 4 of Audrey, Eric, May, and Hallie, I think I can say very confidently that was me. I remember talking to Leo on the phone right before that vote. He trying to get it to switch it. Me saying to Olivia, hey, like, we can't switch it. It's in our best interest for Hallie to go at this point. And I know that one was specifically me. I don't want to take credit for everything because it was a group effort. I really stand by that in that regard. But then flipping to the other side, getting Eric out of the other duo, definitely brought up by me. I'm sure Olivia was probably having the same kind of thoughts at that point, but the initial let's get Hallie out first, I can confidently kind of take that one, I think. With regard to the idol plays, like the double idol play, we threw around all different ideas between Leo, Olivia, and I as to what we were going to do, how we were going to manage having 2 idols, the best way to play them. I wanted to just play 2, leave it at that, and then like one of them will be effective, and yeah, like one of them will be a wash, because for me, I had another one, so it didn't really matter. But they wanted to do more than that, which I respect, because at their point, they don't have another one like I did. And so I think it was eventually me that came up with the idea of Leo, saying it was Leo's, so it was more believable, because like everybody was thinking Olivia can't have an idol, which is, I mean, when she told me, I was like, oh my God. But I think that idea of leaking it in the way that it was leaked was purposeful. The one thing I will say was not purposeful, and I don't know if Olivia did this on accident or what the whole deal was, but it was my understanding that we were not showing any of the real idols at Tribal until they called for the idols to be shown. I'm kind of taking a detour here, but those are 2 things I can point to very distinctly as to like specific things I think I guided. I think Olivia has described Leo as a human shield. I described Leo as a human shield, but Olivia was also my human shield, because yeah, when the votes weren't on Leo, they were on her. So I feel like I was 2 shields back in a sense, which is a position that isn't obvious, but it was a position I was glad to be in.
Well, I'll just say this. Leo, I was going to say Leo, Olivia, and Sara. Okay, Leo, me, and Sara, we worked as a team. A lot of the votes, we really did. But if it were not for me, Leo and Sara would never be aligned. If it were not for me, Leo and Sara would have voted each other out at some point in this game. I'm not going to go through and specifically detail which votes were this person or that person or this person or that person. None of the alliance would have existed without me. I was the one that told Sara, let's keep Leo in. We need him for the numbers. She wanted to get him out at 5. I said, let's keep him until 4. We need him. Leo would want to get Sara out. And I say, Leo, no, like, we need her. We need the numbers. If it wasn't for me, Sara wouldn't be here. And Leo and I would have been gone. We would have all been here. Like, that I was keeping them together. I don't think worked well in this game together without me, if that makes sense. I don't think their personalities meshed well. I don't think they agreed on a lot of game strategy. The idol thing was a huge, Sara wanted to play both. Leo wanted to play one. In the end, I think Leo's plan was probably a little smarter, because we would have saved an idol, even though it doesn't matter now, they're gone. But if it wasn't for me, that none of the moves would have existed at all because there would be no alliance, there would be no 3, and I was me, and then Sara. I was Sarah's number 1, and I was Leo's number 1. That's how that worked. You know, Leo and Sara weren't each other's number 1, if that makes sense.
Okay, awesome. I feel like at this point I'm out of time, so I will let the jury keep moving forward. But again, thank you all and congratulations again.
Thank you. Hallie.
Hello guys, I just want to like first of all continue on the trend of saying congratulations for making it, because like that's amazing. I just wanted to like ask one thing to each of you, in that like what do you think was your strongest aspect, because I know a lot of you guys spoke to your like entire overarching like your gameplay, but what was like the one thing you think stands out the most, both like what you did well and like in comparison to like the other 2 people?
Holly, I think first of all, thank you for what you said, and I think you said it best. I feel like what I'm most proud of was creating this persona and this image that I kept throughout the entire game while still being extremely genuine. I mean, I'm still a loud mouth, right? Like, I'm still crazy and drunk and all this stuff. But, you know, I did a lot behind the scenes. And every time I hung out with any one of you individually, that was genuine. Like, I really care about people. I mean, you guys don't know me outside of this game, but I will do anything for my fucking friends. I really will. And I will never, lying to Leo was the hardest thing I had to do. And I swear by that, right? Because he's my friend. And so I really pride myself on forming genuine connections with people, having people trust me as much as they did. I mean, I forgot to talk about this in my speech, but like the trust that Sara and I had during that final immunity challenge was the reason that she dropped and I won. She trusted I would keep her in, and I really pride myself on that.
I guess I can go next. I think my strongest aspect, that was the question, right? The strongest aspect. I think my strongest aspect was the ability to think strategically and plan ahead. Being able to look ahead and realize, like, I'm standing with this really attractive option of Dorothy taking me away on this ride, getting Leo out, like all these great things, and being able to say, no, like the obvious move is not the right move. Going to the other side and creating this human shield of people is the absolute best thing for me. And it's not always like the cutest thing, but it's really, I think the ability to look ahead and prioritize my game is my biggest strength.
I guess my biggest strengths is just that, like, I tried to be like as honest as possible about like how I played like in the past, just because I wanted to build up trust with people, because like I think like most of you guys know, like my game was kind of chaotic and involved lots of working with lots of different groups of people. So in order to like make that work for me, I tried to be like as honest as possible about like pretty much like everything that I'd done like in the past, is that like to build up trust with people and make people more willing to work with me.
Oh, do you have to say more, or okay, I give up my time?
You're good.
All right, Eric.
All right, so just keep the trend rolling. Congratulations to all 3 of you beautiful ladies. You did a great job getting to this spot, and respect all of that. That being said, anything I'm about to say, don't take it personal, but I like to keep the game and anything separate, so okay. It's not too bad, don't worry. I'm not gonna do it. So I'll start with Audrey. Kudos to you. Started this game, tried to make you my bitch, and then you kind of turned that around, and great job on you. But that being said, like we were close allies, obviously post merge, but I didn't really agree with many of your decisions. Kind of took a back step there, but one of my biggest questions is why would you turn on Dorothy when we had a 5-4 alliance? Like I know Olivia was behind that from what you said, but what was your thought process going into that? Even though like you came to me and I said don't do it and you did it. So
All right, like I said before, like I wanted to work with Olivia. I was also nervous because I could see that Hallie was really tight with Dorothy. I could see that Hallie was really tight with May. I could see that like Dorothy and May were tighter than I was. So I felt like if yeah, sure, I could do the easy thing and it's like vote with everyone else. But I felt like when it came down to it, like I felt like I had less connections in our alliance than other people, and so I felt like even though it would be like difficult for me in the time period where I was at, I felt like it might help me later.
do you have any regrets on that decision, or you just like
A couple, to be honest. I think that I like if I'm being 100% honest, I think that waiting until I think that maybe I would not have done that again the second time. It made sense at the moment, but then like knowing what I know now, maybe I would not have done that.
Okay. Thank you. And what made you most loyal to me in this game? Like why all of a sudden did you just change loyalty?
Okay, because I noticed that, like I said before, I noticed that Hallie had a lot of other allies, so, and I felt like, from what I could tell, a lot of people seemed to think that you were like kind of snaky and stuff, and so they weren't going to put their 100% trust in you, and so I felt like that made you a more attractive option because you had less other options.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ooh, I was gonna ask Olivia questions next, but she seems to have disappeared. All right. Guess I'll go to Sara. So Sara, Sara's a great person. Like obviously, like want to be friends outside of the game. And you're a terrific human being. It's funny that at 9 people, those are kind of the exact words you said to me. You said, "I don't know if idol searching means anything to you, but it means something to me." And like, I don't know, we got to stick together. And then proceeded on 3 straight votes to kind of go against me and not. So I don't see the point in that. Like, why try to guilt me into like saving you? Why try to do these things when you knew you had 3 idols? I just like don't see the point. Like, what difference in this game would have made? Because like after 8, like I didn't want to work with you anymore. I don't know how obvious I made that or not. Like, I just like pretend kind of to, but like why would you like? What was your thought process going there?
Yeah, it was pretty clear to me that you didn't want to work with me anymore. So at that point, I thought I didn't have anything to lose. I understand like the idols are excessive, of course. It's also just like inherently in my personality to be a nervous person. And so I use that, even though I know like it might have come off as acting, and sometimes it was and sometimes it wasn't. And as to the vote at, I don't know which vote you're referring to for certain, but I know there was one time where I was like, oh, I'm relying on you and May pulling me through this. I was trying to get the votes on me. Like, I thought that was like, I thought you knew I was lying. Like, and I thought in that I was getting the votes on me and allowing Olivia to keep her idol, because the whole hope of leaking the idol was that it was going to come up that everyone would put the votes on me, and me being willing to spare one of my idols, like being so open about being like, okay, I'll play it, and Olivia wanting to hold on to hers, rightfully so, was why I was kind of like pushing that even more than I normally was. And yeah, was there more to that question? I feel like.
No, that's a good response. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And I genuinely like you too as a person. Like, I like everyone as a person. I know that sometimes the things I did didn't make much sense because you guys didn't have the full picture of everything. And I also had all these idols, and realizing the votes weren't going on me and not knowing what to do with it. Like, and that was extremely frustrating.
All right, thank you. Now Olivia, so kudos to you. You've had me fooled. Didn't think you were running this game behind the scenes, but great job on that. Like, you had me surprised. One question I have is, like, who were you closer to, like, towards the end? Do you think you were more closer to Sara or Leo? Like, obviously you knew you were going to flip on Leo, but do you think you were about, like, even both ways and it just hurt? Or do you think you had, like, a better connection to Sara, like, throughout this game than Leo?
First of all, sorry, I was peeing. I heard you say, like, I wanted to ask Sara first, but I was, like, peeing and I heard you in my ear. I'm sorry. I love, obviously, both of them as people, and we really were making moves equally towards the end, the three of us, but I was always allegiant to Leo. And Sara knows that. Like, I would try to convince her all the time, like, please vote, like, don't vote against Leo, like, stick with us. I was with Leo all the time. We worked really well together as a team, and I liked his moves. Sometimes when I went with Sara's moves, I wasn't 100% satisfied with the outcome, especially the idol play. But you know, at the end of the day, I played the idols, so it's no one's fault. But I think what Leo did, I was more similar to what I aligned with, if that makes sense. I feel like we had the same morals and like ideas, if that makes sense.
I'm good with my questions.
Okay, May.
Okay, hello everyone. Again, just to echo everyone else, congratulations. It has been a pleasure getting to know the three of you on a game level and also a personal level. And I think that you are all incredible and amazing people. So coming into this game, I wanted this as a challenge to myself since I think you all know me fairly well. I can be a little bit quiet and not the most assertive person, and I think that I trust fairly easily. So one thing that I wanted to bring into this game was staying true to who I was, because I think that can be fairly easy to get ahead by being mean, and it's easy to betray, but I think it's most commendable in my eyes when someone can make the powerful moves, the smart moves, while still maintaining these connections and these loyalties. So when I think about who I want to choose to vote for today, I want to feel an overwhelming sense of pride for this person, and that this person has unequivocally earned my respect in this game by having a multifaceted ability to make these big moves, maintain control, and yet still remain true. And Sara, you are one of my closest allies from literally day 2, and someone I confided in consistently, and I think that we connected on a personal level as well. But someone who says that they have my back would not have written my name down twice 3 weeks ago, and they would not have given me their word on a vote and break it. And someone who says that they are my number one would not be the reason why I am sitting here on this jury. And most importantly, someone who says that they care about me would not have gone behind my back and said that our interactions were weird and awkward and that I was just a disposable side alliance. And especially, they would not have had me on speakerphone for Leo and Olivia to hear our conversation that I thought was just between you and me and have that recorded. And I just want to say I would have never done that to you. And I literally cried after touchy subjects because I felt so bad for you and I genuinely cared. And Sara, I think that you have played an incredible, incredible game, and you are arguably the hardest worker in this game. And I would have loved to give you my vote, but after what I just said, I don't think that I can anymore. And I promised you day 2 of this game, and I've said it repeatedly before, that I would not write your name down. And I'm sorry, but I will not be breaking my promise today. I have no questions.
Okay, moving on to Leo.
Hi, friends. Well, it's glad to be the last person. This has been going on forever, so I'm going to be as brief as I, possibly can.
The first season of actual Survivor was won by Richard Hatch in a 4-3 jury vote. The question that gave him the fourth vote is the same question I'm going to ask you guys now. In order of Olivia, Audrey, and Sara, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Me first?
Yeah.
7.
Audrey?
3.
Sara?
9.
I didn't hear that. 9? Was it 9? Okay.
9.
Okay. Congratulations, guys. That's all I got.
Thank you, jury, for giving us some insightful questions, and thank you, finalists, for answering the jury's questions. For the last time, it is time to vote. Zoe, you're up first.
I didn't like Olivia's final play against the NSYNC. Her speech was a little wishy-washy and didn't totally get to the point. So, you know what? Freshman CS major, doing yo thing. You get my vote, boo. Audrey.
Olivia, my number was 7. 7. Not sure if this is actually going to matter.
For the last time, I'll go tally the votes. I have the votes. You are looking for your name to be on this slip of paper. You will need at least 5 votes to win. For the last time this season, I'll read the votes. First vote, Olivia. That's 1 vote, Olivia. Next vote, Audrey. That's 1 vote, Olivia. 1 vote, Audrey. Next vote, Olivia. That's 2 votes, Olivia. 1 vote, Audrey. Next vote, Olivia. That's 3 votes, Olivia. 1 vote, Audrey. 4 votes left. Next vote, Olivia. That's 4 votes, Olivia. 1 vote, Audrey. 3 votes left. The winner of Scotty Survivor Steel City, Olivia. Congratulations, Olivia. By a vote of 7-1 to 0, you have won the season.
You guys, I literally, I am at an absolute loss for words, like for real, and I cannot thank you. Leo, here come the tears. I cannot thank you guys enough for, regardless of this game, the immense amount of friendship and love you guys have showed me during one of the most difficult times in my entire life. I value each and every one of you. Some of you I haven't gotten as close to, and I look forward to, once this COVID breaks and once this is all over, to just absolutely get fucking hammered with you guys. Like, I love you guys so much.
Hi everyone, this is Shane Killen, co-host and editor of Scotty Survivor. I just wanted to thank you so much for watching season 1 of our show. We put a lot of hard work and time into producing this and just the season in general, and I hope you enjoyed it. Congratulations to our winner, Olivia, and our final 3, Olivia, Sara, and Audrey. All 3 played incredible games, and I'm so glad that we got to tell this story. We have so much in store for you in the future. We just finished producing our 3rd season in person, so be on the lookout for what's coming next. And to kind of expedite that process, we have a little treat for you tonight. So enjoy the season 2 trailer, which is premiering on our YouTube channel right now. Thanks everyone. Bye.